it's Kay! Welcome to the build guide for Kay's Necro Summoner for 3.13 Echoes of the Atlas and Ritual League. This build guide video is for the League Stats and SSF build. It's completely made from rare items that you can pick up or self-craft. There are no uniques needed for this build. As a starter build, you will use a small army of minions that will do the hard work while you focus on staying alive. I also have more specialized builds that focus on specific minions and mechanics. The passive tree equipment and gem choices are balanced towards survivability. And the build will work even in hardcore SSF. However, it is very flexible, so you can easily change it to suit your own style. Lastly, I also have an in-depth written version of this guide on the official forum. You can also find a lot of discussion and sharing of ideas from other players. In this guide, I will talk about how the build works, how to summon specters, the passives, ascendancy and pantheon, equipment and gems and links, and lastly a brief overview on leveling. A Necromancer Summoner uses minions to do all the hard work. And for the starter build, you will use a small army of minions. Your specters are the main damage dealers. The golem and zombies are the meat shields. The raging spirits help add extra damage for tough monsters like bosses. And the skeletons are extra meat shields as well as damage. For the specters, I recommend using the Frost Oath Scout. It's the best all-round spectre with good damage and survivability. There are also many more specters in the game, and you can watch my spectre showcase by clicking the link at the top right. The build has several defensive features. Meat shield minions to take incoming attacks instead of you. A large life pool so you can take a hit and not instantly die. Good amount of block and life recovery on block. Several defensive flasks that increase damage mitigation. And blind and taunt from your minions. Before you can use specters, you will need to raise them from corpses. To get the Frost Oath Scout, you will need to open a heist tunnels or repository contract. Take out Spell Echo from the Raise Spectre gem links, and put Raise Spectre on your cast bar. Cast Desecrate to create corpses. Move your mouse over the corpses while holding the corpse target key. You will see the name of the corpse. Cast Raise Spectre when you find the right one. If you can't find the spectre by yourself, check the description below for information on spectre sharing. The passive tree focuses on player life and minion damage with a balance towards survivability. There are several jewel sockets that you can use for ghastly eye jewels. The passive tree also passes close to 2 outer jewel sockets. These are used for cluster jewels, which I will cover in another guide. For the ascendancies, Unnatural Strength is the most important because the extra minion levels increase damage and survivability for all your minions. The Raise Spectre gem also gives extra specters at higher gem levels. Bone Barrier gives a nice boost to defenses as well as making your minions tankier. Mistress of Sacrifice applies your offering skills to your necro. So Bone Offering will give you extra block chance and life recovery. For the Pantheon, I like to use Lunarius and Shakari, but all of them are useful, so I recommend changing them depending on the map mods. Note that it's possible to do reflect maps if you use Yugo and Sibyl's Lament Ring. Overall, the priority is to get the highest life mod on all items. After that, make sure your elemental res is 75% and get as much chaos res as possible. Then look for item-specific mods. For the body armor, I recommend using an int base to easily get blue sockets. You can start with a basic 6 link and then upgrade to a +1 Spectre armor. It's a drop-only item from Delve, and it comes from the special encounter with contains minion or aura items. You can also buy it in trade. For the craft, I recommend increase maximum life and mana. The gem links are Ray Spectre, Spherical, Minion Damage, Elemental Focus, Predator, and Control Distraction. Because the Frost Old Scout shoots a single projectile, you will need to swap Control Distraction to GMP when you are mapping. This requires one white socket. If you don't have a white socket, I recommend 5 blue and 1 green. And use Hypothermia for bossing and GMP for mapping. For the helmet, Bone Helmet is the best option. The extra DPS minions will be socketed here, so look for or craft +2 or +3 minion gem level. You can also use an Elder Influence to get the special mod minion damage. There are 2 options for your extra DPS minions. Option 1 is Summon Raging Spirit, Unleash, Minion Damage, and Multi-Strike. And option 2 is Vow Summon Skeletons, Minion Damage, Multi-Strike, and Melee Physical Damage. For your weapon, there are several ways to get minion damage. Craft with Essence of Fear, find a level 3 hybrid chamber in the temple, or craft a convoking wand with fossils. The gem links are Desecrate, Bone Offering, and Vow Summon Skeletons. If you're using option 2 for your helmet, swap Vow Summon Skeletons to Tempest Shield. For the craft, I recommend Trigger a Socketed Spell. This will auto-cast the gems. For your shield, extra block chance is very helpful, and you will need an int base or hybrid int base to get extra spell block. Look for Shaper or Warlord Influence to get special mod Recover Life when you block. The gems are Stonebrand, Hex Touch, and Elemental Weakness. For the gloves, I recommend an int base to easily get blue sockets. For the craft, you can use minion damage. The gem links are Raise Zombie, Minion Stone Golem, Meat Shield, and Minion Damage. For the boots, the most important mod is +1 to Spectre Gem level. To get this, you will need Elder Influence and then craft with bound fossils. The gems are Hatred, Generosity, Skitterbots, and Convocation. For the amulet, I recommend using a citrine or jade amulet because the witch does not have enough base dex for some gems. If you need more dex, anoint your amulet with 3 clear oils to get +30 dex. You can also get +1 to all int gems with Hunter Influence. This will give increased damage and survivability to all your minions. For rings, you need 1 Unset Ring and 1 vermilion or coral ring. In the unset ring, sockets flame dash. For the belt, use a Stygian vise to socket a ghastly eye for extra life and minion mods. I recommend the following flasks. Bubbling Life Flask of Stone Chin for instant life recovery and bleed removal. Basalt Flask of Warding to reduce physical damage and remove curses. Quicksilver Flask of Adrenaline for a big speed boost. Quartz Flask of Heat to give phasing, dodge, and remove freeze. And Granite Flask of Iron Skin to reduce physical damage. You can craft Stone Chin, Warding, and Heat in your menagerie. I have numbered the passives in the order that you should take them while leveling up. You can also watch my leveling guide series and read the written walkthrough on the official forum. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this build guide video and you have fun playing a Necro Summoner. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching, bye!